Watching this video, chances are you probably watched a dozen more iPhone Air videos and you're interested whether or not you should buy it. And look, I have 3 things that I think you should ask yourself if you, 1, already have it, or 2, if you're planning on getting it. Let's get to it. So the first question I think you should ask yourself is, are you gonna go the route of Apple Care or getting a case? I feel like there's no in between because yes, it's very durable, but the only reason I would say you don't go either of these routes is if you don't care for cosmetic damages, because it's proven that this phone is a tank, but just because it's a tank doesn't mean it's not gonna take some damage. For example, I dropped it yesterday on my treadmill. It got a little ding underneath the camera and you know, I can't feel it, but I can see it. And immediately when I picked it up, I bought a case. It comes in today. So that's the first question you can ask yourself. Are you gonna get Apple Care or are you just gonna buy a case? And if you're gonna buy a case, I recommend buying a very thin case so that you know you can salvage what this phone is for. I personally got the new clear case from Apple, the shadow case. Let me know if you want to see a video on that. I'll make it if not, if you would do. So the second question is pertaining to the battery. And you know, a lot of people would tell you, oh, the battery sucks, you know, it's only gonna last like a few hours, it's terrible. It's not that bad if you don't do a lot of heavy things. So for me personally, I average around 4 to 5 hours. And to me, that's from 100% to 20%. I feel like the last 20% are kind of like a reserve battery. I only really use those 20% when I really need it or if I have no chargers nearby. But generally speaking, I don't like to go underneath 20%. So I never really got to 6 hours from 100 to 20%. So that's what you can really expect out of, you know, the battery. I'm sure that if you go all the way to 0, you can probably get like maybe 7 hours. But yeah, you're generally looking at around 4 to 5 hours if you're the type of person that charges at 20%. This isn't the third thing, but I just wanted to just throw it in there and talk about the speaker. To me personally, while yes, I understand that having a mono speaker is not great, and I agree, I only really notice it when I'm watching horizontal content, because you definitely feel the speaker on the left. But once you're watching something that's like vertical and the audio is just coming from the direction of your phone, it doesn't really bother me too much. And if I'm out in public, chances are I'm not playing the media that I'm consuming through the speakers. I have AirPods on because I don't like to disturb the peace of others, you know? So the third thing that I wanted to talk about is the camera. Just to give you some context, I've never really owned a regular iPhone. I've always gone the Pro route because it had the better features and you know, I really like ProMotion. So this is the first time I get a non-Pro phone and you know, I didn't think about it because you know, it has a Pro chip and this camera is on the Pro phone. So I was expecting like, okay, maybe I can take some Pro pictures, like Pro RAW video. But no, once you go into settings, none of that's there. The only option you have is whether to pick the resolution of the camera. Unlike where in the Pro, my 15 Pro, you know, you can pick all of the sorts of options there. So if you've never owned a regular iPhone and you're going from a Pro to an Air and you use any of those features, just know that they won't be there even though this phone has a Pro chip and a Pro camera. In terms of like the camera, it's actually a very good camera. I went down to, you know, Manhattan, New York City, and with a buddy of mine, and we took a couple of pictures just so I can see, you know, how it performed and whether or not I would miss the wide angle or the telephoto. And honestly, I didn't really miss it. I only missed it when I was purposefully trying to take a long distance picture. But that's just because I've had a Pro phone for so many years. So I can definitely just get used to not having a telephoto and just come to the, you know, just come to accept that, hey, past 3x, the photo isn't gonna look too good. But yeah, those are pretty much the 3 things that I've noticed of owning an iPhone Air for the past week. I'm gonna keep it. This is gonna be my phone because, you know, I only take pictures here and there, and for videos, I use my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 to shoot all the, you know, the D-log videos that I make for YouTube and for TikTok. But yeah, overall, I'm really enjoying the phone. Even like a week and a half later, I still pick it up and just think to myself, wow, this phone is just so thin and light, and it just feels amazing. I'm gonna try it out with a case, see how I feel about it. And if you wanna know how that shadow case is, let me know in the comments below if you want to see that video. And if you have an iPhone Air, let me know if you're enjoying it or if you returned your iPhone Air in this past week and a half if you bought it. But yeah, that's been the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you can, please subscribe if you enjoy the video. I make short tech videos. My name is John and I am out. Thank you for watching.